Alright, hello everybody. So, this is Gesara Nesara. Part 7, I believe. Um, so, I wanted to... Okay, so, the title of this will be Trump's Return. And I wanted to show you some things that I've said in the past through words and poems to kind of show you how I remember information and things of that nature. YouTube did delete my last video, but tomorrow you'll hear more. I'm drunk right now, so ha 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 ha. So it's New Year's. Happy New Year's, everybody! Woohoo! Yeah. I guess I'll do a little clown thing for you. Alright, well, anyway. I want to talk about Trump's return because we're talking about truth media, or social media, truth coming out in February. Which is very interesting because that is happening during the Pluto return for America. So next year, I think the beginning of next year is going to be very chaotic. But I think you'll see the light near the end of the year. That's one of the things, when I was talking about predicting the future and knowing the future and things of that nature. I don't necessarily know dates, but I know situations and feelings and things of that nature. And I may have jumped the gun on some things early on, but it's taking me back time to reflect on those memories of what happened and how I came to that information. So good things. Hold on. Oh, Posy says hi. Say hi, Posy. But so I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna kind of like tell some things because there was a few ways because this time is going to be the most confusing time you'll ever live. I actually remember back when I was like maybe it was like 2003, 2004. I was talking to my best friend and we were pretty drunk and I was like, dude, you just don't understand that a lot of bad things are about to happen, and it's all because of 9/11. And I'm like, and he was an attorney for a pretty big company. I'm not going to say what company, because I don't know if I necessarily have the permission to say that, but I'll just let you know that, he is somebody who understands law. Very well, by the way. But I was like, you don't understand. A lot of bad things are going to happen. And people are going to be really frustrated. There's going to be all this chaos. And lots of people are going to lose their jobs. And I'm thinking this is going to happen around 2020. That's what I said in about 2003, 2004. And at the time, he didn't believe me. Well, I would say, like he believes... He's changed a lot since then, and he's opened his eyes and everything like that. But right now, first, before I talk about Trump media, there's an important thing that I wanted to show in Clown World that I didn't get to show, and I want to show it now because I think it's hilarious, and it lets Democrats Democrats And when I say Democrats, you know, some of the Republicans fall under that too, because they're not good people either. But I'm drunk. But I want to show that first, and then I'll talk a little bit about Trump's return, and then I'm going to go off about some things, rewind some things that I said in the past, both in my poetry and verbally, because I want people to know that this is about my novel. And yes, this time period does come into play in my novel, but a lot of my novel actually focuses on the past, because you got to understand that to get to the future. And a lot of people don't understand really the past, and people don't even understand the past before the past, you know, before this solar system. So, like I said, I'm just fiction. I'm here to tell a story, not of Gilligan's Island, but of one that involves a lot of elements of things that you probably wouldn't imagine at this point, but in the future you will come to, because things are fixing to happen really, really fast. And just like in a blink of an eye, you're going to be like, what the fuck? We had all this technology, all this time, and they're just now releasing it? Like, holy shit. Like, I mean, your lives are fixing to change. But first and always, some humor. Because you gotta have humor. You gotta laugh. And, you know, that's another thing that I'm trying to do, is get people to lighten up, because there is a lot of tension, there is a lot of stress. But I need to remind everybody of one thing. You create this reality. You need to think positive. You need to let your fears go, because they will control you with fear. And you need to just let them go and think positive. I came into the same obstacle in the past, and the person who I was telling you before helped me through that obstacle. And I probably didn't really fully understand that until I hit the lowest point in my life, which is something for a later discussion. But I was able to bounce back, and I've done amazing things. I've, you know, been able to achieve in English, a bachelor in I know, pause, give me a second. I got a bachelor in English, a master of business administration, and I'm currently in a doctor of management and organizational leadership, where I'm writing a dissertation and doing a study. So, the impossible can happen, because if you would have told me this 10 years ago, I would have not ever in my wildest dreams thought that I was at this point right now. And I'm not rich or anything like that. I survive. Money's not my most important thing. Knowledge is, to me, the most important thing. So, I know I'm kind of delaying here, because I'm drunk, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this started for you. Okay, so this was one of the videos that I wanted everybody to see. I thought this was hilarious, so here we go.
Are you sick and tired of your calm, peaceful life? Are you sleeping too well at night? Is your city too safe? Well, not anymore! Introducing Democrats! Politicians so incompetent they'll fill your neighborhood with riots, looting, rampant violence, and even homelessness.
I just don't know what happened there. Okay, so I'm going to restart this because I don't know what happened when that happened, so let's redo this.
Are you sick and tired of your calm, peaceful life? Are you sleeping too well at night? Is your city too safe? Well, not anymore! Introducing Democrats! Politicians so incompetent they'll fill your neighborhood with riots, looting, rampant violence, and even homelessness. The secret is a special blend of corruption and good old-fashioned stupidity. No more pesky law and order. When Democrats are in charge, nobody's safe. Simply vote for Democrats, sit back, and watch your neighborhood burn to the ground. But wait, vote for Democrats now, and they'll include rolling blackouts, election fraud, cancel culture, taxes, and more taxes. Democrats, bringing chaos right to your front door. Are you sick and tired of your calm, peaceful life?
Anyways, so I thought that a lot of you would enjoy that. Just real fast, I found Waldo. Ha ha ha. Okay, so let's talk for a minute about Trump's return. Okay, so Trump is coming back. And it's with his company that will be going after social media, streaming platforms, and even news. And even later, that looks like cloud services, internet servicing. So, this is where things are going to get interesting, people. Because what we're fixing to start seeing is something that I'm going to go ahead and term the media wars. And because of what YouTube did to me last time, even though they didn't give me a strike, if YouTube, and yes, YouTube, I'm speaking to you since I know that you are listening, so listen very carefully. You have competition, okay? So, I want you to understand, YouTube, that if you give me a strike for labeling me speaking out against the vaccine or medical information, when I did not, and necessarily I did not speak it, I just kind of viewed it. But if you do any more of that, then I will definitely jump to Rumble. I do plan on going to Rumble, but I plan on still doing videos here. And if you do end up ever giving me a strike, then my videos on here will just be me advertising for Rumble. So I want you to know, YouTube, that you're gonna have competition and you're going to need to change your tune. So, and just to let everybody know, this is where a lot of things begin to change. And I'm excited for February. And like I said, it's going to be a bumpy road. There's going to be inflation. There's probably going to be hyperinflation. You know, and I advise, if you can, you know, I mean, talk to whoever you need to about it. But gold and silver, you know, might be worth going into. I don't see gold and silver going down, so, you know, at least know whatever money you do buy in gold and silver, at least you know that it's going to hold its value. And at the most, it's going to go up, you know, but I do not see gold and silver going down. That would be a wise idea if you can. If not, I do think that you will be compensated when Nesara finally goes up. We're still waiting for that announcement. Hopefully that's here soon. I know Trump has something to say on the 6th. And that'll be interesting. But just know that good things are happening. And you may not see them right now because the world must move on to what it knows while something new is just beginning. And we're fixing to enter the age of Aquarius. And you can go to quantum.gov even and understand a little bit about what's going on about the whole quantum financial system, the quantum voting system. You know, you can read Trump's executive orders and really understand what's going on. I mean, even in one of the executive orders, he talks about a small nuclear reactor put in these spaceships to where they can reach the end of the solar system. So, this is just where I implore that, you research and everything like that. You gotta stay positive. I know, and even something that I said in the past was all hope must appear dead. And now it's time to be hopeful again, because good things are coming. Hope is what keeps you alive. And I'm just letting you know that great things are about to happen. From what I read and everything like that, years upon years ago, I was always wondering how all this would play out. And, at that time that I read it, I didn't really see myself playing a role or any kind of part in it. I mean, I guess I'm not popular. I'm popular on Twitter a little bit. I don't know if over 5,000 people is popular, but I guess it's up there. But just think positive. Give it a try. Stop thinking negative. Don't fear the virus. Eat healthy. One of my favorite things to drink, and I'm not saying it has anything to do with the virus, but it's good for absorbing vitamins and building your immune system, is hot water, a lemon or lime, squeeze it in there, ground cinnamon, like a dash of it, a teaspoon or tablespoon of honey, and another dash of cayenne pepper. Believe it or not, the drink isn't that hot. I don't know whether it's the honey or the cinnamon that kind of chills out the cayenne pepper, but it does. I mean, it'll wake you up and make you feel alert. Alright, well, moving on. I can already tell that this is going to be a long video. So let's go to my prose box. I want to read a few poems. First one, I just posted this one up on Twitter, even though that I do it every now and then. I cycle through my poetry because it helps me think, but I'm going to read 2 poems out to you. Both these poems I wrote around 2002, 2003, 2004. Maybe a little bit earlier, when I first began on Open Diary. Because I was talking about all this stuff on Open Diary, and I still have an Open Diary account under the same name, Raphael Terriel, if you want to check me out there, or if you're on there. But here we go. Here I go. As hatred builds, war plants the seeds of death. The blood, scabs, and scars will pave the way for the retribution of the earth as it plans to devour a portion of an hour. Eating our religions defeats sins that multiply with our kin, as we seek the murder that humanity breeds, and we forget the horror God brings to those on bloody knees. The amnesia of heaven has created a void for the future to fulfill, as the present becomes a wishing well. Thoughts create hell. The earth will shake, destiny will awake. The end is near, heaven awaits. Coal and diamonds will take their shape. And so that was a lot of my poetry had to do a lot between what I was feeling in the present day and or there, because some of it was about the present day, and then some of it was a mixture of both the present and the future, and then some of it was also a mixture of or then some of it was just about the future. So there's that one, and then the other one that I wanted to do was, and notice the date, that was February 16th, 2019. This next one was on February 20th, 2019, and it is Pestilence. So, as the past catches up with the future. Pestilence is on its way to murder and decay. The horsemen have arrived and they're here to stay. For they don't care about your name, just to take you to the grave. You gave the apocalypse its name. The past created what is now, as your blood boils in revenge and hate, hiding and looking for the escape. Afraid to finish an echo of the past, reincarnated into a sick and twisted fate. Just lay back and sedate. The author of life has trapped words into a prison, manifesting a science of isms as humanity divides the prism into a secular schism. The dark energy of the soul has created its master with prophecies of a world-ending disaster. And now, you think you can control the play, but you don't even know how to escape the grave. So I laugh at everything you say, and it's not the first time the earth shook while absorbing all the pain. Chaos is alive, a war of love and hate, as the earth takes a portion of what it creates. So, I'm just letting you know that, yeah, I've been here. And here's another thing that I wanted to show you just real fast, and you can find this video on YouTube, but right here, August 2019, I talk about World War III, Russia, China, Iran, Triangle Alliance. And that's the name of the video if you want to check it out. So, we've done that, we've done this, and now let's go to this. Okay. So, I don't know how much of this I'm going to play, but you can always go back and listen to it. But it's under the title Elimination of Money, and as you can see, well, I guess you can't see, but now you can. Okay. November 7th of 2020. So this was just after the election, and I think they were itching, or maybe Biden had been declared president or resident or whatever you want to call it. But I mark at about 8:01 in the video, and I want you to listen to something that I say on this. Alright, so let's hear what I have to say on this. Maybe I'll just write it in there. Create the reality. So about the election, it's going to be weird. Very, very strange. You're going to see this go probably into overtime 1 and overtime 2. And overtime 2, we'll have a new president probably in January is the way how I see things going. So be patient. I believe I warned about this time. There might be a few riots or something like that, but I don't necessarily see a civil war. People are going to be mad. Just because the people's vote is probably going to get canceled because of all the fraud that happened. The good news is it does sound like we defeated socialism. There is. So there you go. I talked about things were being weird and stuff like that. Things are going to be hidden for a little bit and stuff like that. And a lot of weird things are going to happen. And this coming year, more weird things is what I'm predicting is what's going to happen. But now I want to move to... This is the main key point. That 2024, we will elect somebody called who we will nickname, I guess, I don't know, the Great Uniter. And so I'm gonna play something right here. I don't know how long I'm gonna let it last. You can go back and watch it if you want to, but go for it. But who knows? Just know that this is the Great Deception, and that the next president who does get elected will be the best president that we do elect, known as the Great Uniter. it'll mark the end of the old men being presidents. And good things are going to come. And that's what I want everybody to know, is that I know everything seems bleak, hopeless, all that stuff, and I wish, I could show you the things that I read, so that you too would, have something to hold on to, because I know that if I did not know what I read back then, that, I would feel the same way that you guys are, but there is light. There will be beautiful things after all this chaos, and I'm sorry for all the suffering and loss. I really believe that things could have been dealt with in a different way to usher in this new paradigm, this shift in thought, everything like that. I don't like the modernist control. I'm more of a postmodernist, where I believe that there are multiple realities, and that every person has their own truth instead of Okay, I'm gonna cut it off right there. I guess I don't want this to be, too long, even though it seems like it is. But that's the way how the drawing board goes. Voila! And now we're back on me. So, I just wanted to show you those things. I hope in some way that provides you a little bit of hope going into 2022, even though you should know that things are going to still be devastating in the beginning. But as we edge towards the end of the year, I'm kind of looking at astrology right now to kind of figure out the spots where all this is going to happen, but who knows? It could. As far as Trump coming back as president, I don't know. That could happen. It could be the truth. Social media. Do I believe that he won the presidency? Oh yeah. But it could be in the form of this truth social media that carries things forward. I believe somebody different is going to be elected in 2024, because there was no hint that he was reelected in 2024. So he either is president right now and we just don't know it yet, or America right now is basically dead because, let's just face it, we're broke. We've overspent. We can't pay our debts. The Fed is dead. It truly is dead. And whatever they're doing right now is just trying to hold on to the illusion and until all the chaos in the financial system settles and our gold system comes into play. And then we're going to have a whole new design, and the switch is just going to blow. I think it's the switch that's going to happen between the when the crash happens to the new implementation of everything. I think that's going to be the part where people start waking up, and more intensely and stuff like that. But Trump he will be challenging everything, and so next year will be the media wars. So let's see how all this plays out. And like I said, this will be the most confusing time that you live. But after, I'd say, 2024, things are less confusing, more stable. There's still some chaos because, let's just face it, the deep state is deep. So, there's going to be a fallout, there's going to be a war. But good things are to come at the very, very end of this. You'll really, even though we'll probably start seeing some of that, hopefully after 2024, that the point in time that you really will start seeing things, as into where there's great hope for the future, is 2028. And by 2032, everything should be done. 2030, important things do happen, but there's a few loose ends between 2030 and 2032, and if I believe right, the war ends somewhere between 2028 and 2030. But that's a drink to New Year's. Cheers to you. I hope you guys have a good one. Be safe. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And be crazy. But not Raphael Tariel crazy. Tomorrow, I will do a Clown World News. That will go into depth about, I guess, more humorous subjects. Because I like to have fun in that show. And YouTube, you are bad. Very, very bad for deleting that video. There's perfectly nothing wrong with that. You guys are, like, insane. YouTube, you think you have a big dick, but really you got, like, a small fucking dick because you don't even know how to fact check anything. You don't even know what medical and misinformation is. You can't even define it. You don't even have doctor degrees. So, YouTube, and I'll hopefully see you all tomorrow after that. So peace and bye.